In today's video, I photographed birds in a very challenging environment, and I'll show you how I've planned and prepared for this bird photography shoot in order to protect my camera gear and, more importantly, myself. If you watch the end of the video, you'll see me set myself a brutal physical challenge. Let's see if I can make it in one. Welcome everybody to another video, to a rather blustery day here at Filey Brigg. I'm going to go down there. I am excited about it at the prospect of what I'll get when I get to the bottom of there with bird photography, but there's a little bit of trepidation as well because it's quite a steep path and I've got to get back up as well. It's really important to know your physical limits and stay within your capabilities. Check the location as much as you can before arriving. Even a simple Google search will bring up a number of images, giving you an idea of the terrain and whether or not you can tackle it. Bear in mind your general fitness levels. Whatever the walking distance or terrain, remember that you'll have to carry your gear as well. I made it. I survived. Oh my god. There's constant sounds of oyster catchers just over here on the left. There's one just flying along. So I think we've got a good chance of oyster catchers today. How good is your balance and stability? Today I had to navigate lots of rocks and boulders to get where I wanted to be. If you're not confident of your abilities, then just don't risk it. I'm starting to see a few more birds now, but oyster catchers over here, and there's a cormorant and maybe a shag out there on the edge. These oyster catchers are already quite close. They look quite approachable. And finally got over that gauntlet maze of rocks and boulders, and it's nice and flat now. If I'm on the beach, then I'd rather wear my neoprene wellies or my chest waders, but I don't feel that kind of footwear is safe here today. I have a very steep slope and also potentially slippy rocks and seaweed, so today I've opted for the good old walking boot. I'm wearing a couple of specifically chosen layers. I've got my normal walking trousers and my soft shell jacket. Hopefully the soft shell will give a little extra padding for when I'm down on the rocks. And then I have my waterproof trousers and jacket over the top of there, and both of those are windproof as well. In addition, I'm also wearing a simple pair of knee pads, so I'm more comfortable if I have to kneel on the rocks. There's some cormorants just on the rocks right at the edge of the sea. I feel like I'm a little bit caught in the middle because they're over there, and then to this side is some oyster catchers. So I'm not quite sure which way to go. I'm sort of going to go for the middle, but just taking it slow, see how these oyster catchers react. It's absolutely crucial that you check your tide times. If you arrive after low tide, the sea will be on its way back, and the last thing you want to do is get cut off. Unless you know the location very well, this can definitely happen if you don't pay attention. I've just checked the time and it's just coming up to 3 o'clock. So I know not very long to go now. We're at low tide, and any point after that, the sea is going to start coming at me. So I need to really be aware of that and kind of keep looking back. There's loads of oyster catchers here on this really flat exposed area. Like I thought they'd be more a little bit closer to the water, but it's just really exposed and they're pottering around. I've got 2 in front of me, I've got 2 to the right, I've got 1 to the left, but it's not the best position for photography because I've decided to sit myself on top of this kind of ledge, if you can see. Not a good angle. I need something where I can get the camera at a good level. So I decided to find a better location, although this one was much closer to the sea. Okay, I've got a really good spot, but I'm not too sure how long I've got, judging by the water behind me. It's almost lapping around my heels. but there's there's like about 8 oyster catchers on top of this ridge, nice and clear against the sky, but the light is beautiful. So typically I can't get to the right level. I'm down here with the beanbag and I'm probably about 6 inches to a foot too low to actually see over that ridge, so I've got to lift the camera up and shoot handheld. This is a fantastic position, it's absolutely brilliant. I look like Noddy all the time. The light's really good. I'm low down, but I just can't get the camera high enough. If I'm on a nice sandy beach, I'll use my ground support. This works great as I can push it around with ease. But in this rocky environment, that's much more difficult to do. So today I opted for a beanbag, which I can simply put down on any surface. And it also has a nice comfy strap, which makes it easier to carry when I'm not taking pictures. I think it's really important to have a camera cover. Not only does it protect from knocks and scratches, but also from the weather. And here with wet puddles and potential waves, it helps to keep my gear dry. Now you can buy specifically made covers for different size lenses, or you can make your own. I would highly advise using a lens hood. This limits the possibility of damaging the front of the lens, and it helps to protect from any sudden water spray. I knew I forgot one thing, which is elbow pads. I was actually going to put some like elbow sleeves on, just something, it's a little bit of cushion. I'm just checking, I've got an escape route, so I'm okay. Just directly across there, it looks okay. I'll just keep checking, and then if I see the water's coming in, I'll just make a run for it. Okay, we're going for a bit of a crawl. We're going commando crawl. Let's do it. But pretty quickly I realised that the knee pads just didn't really work for this particular job. It kind of felt like I had flip-flops on my knees. They're fine for kneeling down, but for crawling along, they just don't work. And that's the thing, sometimes you don't realise exactly what's going to work and what won't until you're actually out there in that environment. Are there any locations that you would love to go to but you're worried your mobility or fitness levels just won't allow you to do it? Let me know in the comments. And do you have any tips on specifically photographing on rocky coastlines like this? Let me know. A little meadow pipit, I think. There's also been some snow buntings around as well, which higher up. What I've decided to do, it's very, very quiet. There's not many birds or even oyster catchers around. But I've noticed a few flying, and also some cormorants and herons flying by. So I've just put myself like in this little small alcove, which is a great little spot actually. And I've got the sun right behind me, and I'm just going to wait for anything to fly here. So anything that kind of flies roughly in this area is going to look really good. Well, everybody else has gone now. It's just crazy on me still out here on this peninsula, and it's getting quite late as well. The light is really starting to go. See the sunset over there, not too far away. I've come right to the end actually. It's safer than I thought. I mean, it's fairly steep, kind of either side of the path, so I think that makes it safer, you know, because it's not going to get cut off as quickly. I think you'll see it all right. So I've come down to the middle, sort of where I was before, and there's so many oyster catchers, and I've just seen a ringed plover. I don't know if it's a ringed or a little ringed plover, and I've just got myself a little spot down here. There's like a massive cloud, absolutely no light. The light is just horrible. It's really dark. So I'm shooting about 500ths of a second f4, the widest aperture on this lens, about ISO 1000, which is okay, but it's like the quality of the light is just really dark and quite grubby. Oh, there's a whole troop of oyster catchers. Oh wow. I don't know if I got that. I'm just staying low down. Oh, glad of these knee pads. I've got the heels of my boots against my butt. Oh. There's a couple of red shank as well. Actually, I think there's 3, just like along the edge of this, well, I say pool, it kind of was pool, it's now tide line. I'm okay. Oh. I've got to get up there now. Wish me luck. It's easier going up than it was going down. Come on. I'm not going to cut this. I'm not going to edit this clip. It's something different. No edits. No camera trickery. See if I can make it in one. I actually used to be a cross-country runner and do 800 and 1500 metres. Those days are long gone. Come on. The trick is not to stop. It's just to try and keep going. I should mention there is actually a less steep path you can take down to the beach. You can then walk along to the peninsula. Look for the track from the Clifftop car park down to the sailing club. But even if you go this way, you still have to be really careful of the tide. Oh my God. That was fun. If you enjoyed this video, then here's a bird photography shoot I did on the coast a few years ago, where I got some of my best pictures of turnstones. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.